Newcastle. You all know Newcastle. It's that city just 2.5 hours from Sydney, by car or by train. Even faster by plane. The city where they make steel. And where coal comes from. Yes, that's Newcastle. An industrial city. And in many cases, that's all people know. You know better, we're sure. Newcastle has everything. Just what these visitors are about to find out. Newcastle is big, with an even bigger future.
I had no idea Newcastle had so many wonderful beaches.
Been looking at the beaches, have you? We have got a whole lot of beaches and a whole lot more for relaxing too.
You know, if you really look at it, in the Newcastle region, there's over 20 miles of beaches. It's about the same as the stretch between Coolangatta and Surfers. And that doesn't include Port Stephens.
Where's that?
It's about 30 miles north. It's a holiday area. It's got everything you can imagine. A lot of us feel this holds a great future for the area.
Just for holidays?
No, a lot more, including shipping. The land values are soaring right along the stretch north from here.
A fair way to travel to work, though, surely.
Well, with a bridge the second longest in New South Wales and road development like this from the city, no, it'll be another Lake Macquarie.
Yeah, we've heard of Lake Macquarie. They say it's beautiful.
Well, if you like water fun just minutes from most suburbs, it is beautiful. Actually, it's one of the largest shires in the state. Lake Macquarie is very, very popular for housing. Really no more than 20 minutes or so to work in the city or industries. And land values in some areas increase, well, anything up to 15% yearly. Anyway, there's plenty of time to take touring these spots. How about a look at the city itself? Firstly, the Golden Mall.
The what?
Golden Mall, its business centre in the city. Now, this was the first area in the state designed to take out traffic from the street and turn it into a shopping mall. Just about everything in this section: fashion, jewellery, books, restaurants, you name it.
Now, how about parking?
Well, there's David Jones' large car park. And at the moment, they're building a new one close by to handle the hundreds of cars visiting this area. But don't think the city has just one big shopping complex. For some 3 miles along Hunt Street, there's even more. The largest privately owned travel agency in Australia is in this stretch. In fact, the largest cooperative store in the Southern Hemisphere is in this 3-mile stretch. Impressed?
Let me look around here for a while.
Talking about clothes, did you know that Newcastle can boast a large manufacturer?
Rundles. They employ over 300 people. They make clothing for all over Australia. All types, suits, trousers. You know, Newcastle makes a lot more than just steel. Chances are the lamps you use in your home came from here. You've heard of Bradmill gear? Well, outside Newcastle at Rutherford, there's this complex. There's oat butter, milk, cheese, yogurt, all here. For something a little bit harder, Newcastle has its own brewery, and that's soon to be as famous as our wines. Everything from Venetian blinds to steel. That's Newcastle.
Well, that was a great sell. But now, how about shopping? Where else is there other than in the city?
With 93 suburbs in an area that would cover a great deal of Melbourne and suburbs, Newcastle has to spread its retail outlets far and wide. Kotara Fair is a big Woolworths complex in the suburbs. And there are some beaut shops here, from everyday needs to those special items. Jesmond, another Newcastle suburb, has another of these shopping complexes. The same goes for Charlestown, only this is run by the cooperative store. Remember we mentioned them earlier? The newest is the Kmart. Now here you can buy food, clothing, even refrigerators on a supermarket basis. Come on, John, you haven't said a thing.
I'm just taking it all in. These youngsters have reminded me. Tell me, do they have to go to Sydney for university experience?
No. This is the University of Newcastle, with a varied curriculum and a very, very impressive design. How about this layout? Gets right away from dull old buildings and asphalt, gives me the idea of a little city all of its own. About 3,500 students attend this uni, and there are quite a few from neighbouring Asian countries too. They can take the majority of courses offered by the usual Australian universities. Well, commerce in Newcastle is growing all the time, and graduates are very valuable. Same as tertiary industry needs engineers. Take the Liddell Power Station, for example, and it's the biggest of its type in Australia. Or any of the big industrial companies throughout the Newcastle area. Come on, I don't want to get too technical. How about dinner and a night out on the town?
Oh, a takeaway snack would do me.
Well, there's plenty of those.
Personally, a good restaurant and a night out.
Take your pick. Maybe then a visit to one of our clubs. Funny how some people think Newcastle's a little dull.
Dull?
Well, tomorrow you'll see even more Newcastle.
Oh, first let's absorb what we saw today. Newcastle's quite a place.
A place to face the future.